You know those digital Easter eggs? The little hidden things developers sometimes tuck away in software.
Oh, yeah, like in video games.
Exactly. Well, imagine finding one, but not in a game. Imagine it's deep inside a Tesla, found by some eagle-eyed hacker looking through the car's firmware.
Okay, intriguing. What did they find?
Well, that's where we're digging into today. It seems someone did find something like that, and it's pointing towards something pretty significant for the Tesla Model Y.
Right, and this isn't just, random speculation floating around online, is it?
No, not at all.
This came from a pretty credible source, a well-known security researcher. Goes by GreenTheOnly on X, I believe.
That's the one. And deep in the code, they found these really strong hints about a potential 6-seat version of the Model Y.
6 seats. Interesting. It's like a digital archaeology, isn't it? Sifting through code instead of ruins.
Totally. So, okay, our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack what this rumored 6-seat setup means. For the Model Y itself, for potential buyers like you listing.
Right.
And honestly, what it signals about Tesla's bigger picture strategy.
Yeah, there's a lot potentially wrapped up in just a seating change.
Really feels like more than just counting seats. It raises some big questions.
Definitely. And the discovery itself, it sounds like Green was just, poking around in the latest firmware updates.
Just doing what they do.
Right. And then bam, these direct mentions of a 6-seat configuration pop up. It's something that's been whispered about in Tesla circles for a bit, but this is, different. It's actual code.
Solid evidence, finally. Okay, but let's think about this. Tesla's put seats in, let's say creative places before. The Model Y actually had a 7-seat option, didn't they?
It did, yes, for a while.
So that's the immediate question for me. Why go from 7 seats down to 6? What's the strategic thinking there? Is it just capacity, or is there something else going on? Maybe comfort, or are they targeting someone different?
That's a great question. And looking at the context, it seems unlikely it's just about reducing the number. It feels much more about improving the quality of the seating.
Quality, how so?
Well, that 7-seater Model Y, the third row was, let's be generous and say, compact.
Huh. Compact is one word for it. I heard meme-worthy. You practically had to be a contortionist.
Exactly. It was notoriously cramped. So the rumors around this 6-seater suggest a totally different layout, one that seems designed specifically to fix those comfort problems.
Okay, so no more needing advanced yoga skills to get in the back. That alone would be a win. My knees remember that third row attempt.
Definitely a selling point.
But is there anything in the firmware hints or the speculation around it that suggests it's more than just taking out the middle seat in the back? Is it a more fundamental change?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The buzz is that this 6-seat configuration might actually debut alongside a longer wheelbase Model Y.
Whoa, okay. Longer wheelbase, that's a bigger deal.
It is, because that would allow for a proper 2-2-2 seating layout. So you'd likely lose the second row bench.
Oh, good.
Captain's chairs. More spacious individual captain's chairs in the middle row.
Ah, okay, like in the Model X 6-seater.
Precisely, which again directly addresses the comfort issues, makes getting to the third row easier, makes the whole cabin feel more spacious, more premium.
Premium feel, right? But Tesla, their whole mission for years was mass market EVs. Does shifting towards a more premium, maybe lower volume 6-seater risk, leaving behind some of that core audience? Or is it about grabbing a new slice of the market?
That's the tension, isn't it? It definitely leans premium. And you're right, volume usually comes from the more affordable end. This 6-seater, especially if it costs more, is likely a niche play.
So maybe not the thing to prop up sales massively on its own.
Probably not on its own, no. You'd still expect the bigger sales impact to come from those upcoming affordable versions that you keep mentioning. It really highlights that classic balancing act, premium brand image versus hitting big sales numbers.
Yeah, a tricky path to walk. Now, something else. Didn't people initially think this 6-seater, if it happened, would be just for China?
That was the early speculation, yes. Lots of talk about it being China only.
Yeah.
But Green, the researcher who found this, they didn't give a specific reason why, but they seem to suggest it's actually unlikely to be China only now.
Okay, so potentially a global offering then. That's a pretty big shift if it pans out.
Huge shift. It changes the potential market size completely.
Right. And the elephant in the room, price. What does this all mean for your wallet if you're interested?
Yeah, good question. Obviously, Tesla hasn't said a word officially, so this is purely looking at precedents.
And the precedent is the Model X.
Exactly. The 6-seat Model X costs notably more than the 7-seat version. It's a significant upcharge.
So we're not talking a small bump here, potentially?
Probably not. Especially if that longer wheelbase is real, you could be looking at a, well, substantial multi-$1,000 increase, as the source material put it. It positions the car differently, more comfort, more space, potentially more perceived value.
Okay, so stepping back a bit,
Mm.
Tesla has said 2025 is a year for product launches. We've seen refreshed S, X, the Highland Model 3, the Juniper Model Y refresh.
Right, and they're supposed to reveal details on that new affordable platform vehicle soon, maybe end of June.
Yeah. So this six-seater, it kind of fits into that pattern of new stuff coming.
Yeah.
But how does it land in the broader market context right now? Because there's been some chatter about Tesla's brand, hasn't there?
There has, and the source material we looked at touches on this. It mentions that Tesla's brand image hasn't seen a quote staggering recovery since Elon Musk turned his focus back to the company from his other ventures and political commentary.
So the brand is still very tied to him personally.
Incredibly so. It's quite unique compared to older car companies, where the CEO's day to day activities don't usually cause such ripples in brand perception or even stock price. With Tesla, a perceived shift in Musk's focus seems to directly impact investor and consumer confidence.
That's fascinating. It's not just about the cars, it's about the whole narrative.
Exactly. So while this new, possibly longer 6-seat Model Y could definitely grab attention and appeal to a certain buyer,
It might not be enough on its own to completely change that broader narrative or single-handedly boost overall sales momentum.
it seems unlikely on its own, yes. It's one piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle involving brand, pricing, competition, and those mass market goals. It's a strategic tightrope.
Okay, so let's try and wrap up the key takeaways from this firmware deep dive. First, the hack itself. Strong evidence pointing to a 6-seat Model Y.
Yep, likely with a 222 layout featuring those nicer captain's chairs in the middle row instead of the bench.
And crucially, the strong possibility of a longer wheelbase to actually make that layout work comfortably.
Which would be a first for the Model Y platform. Plus, the hint that this might not be China exclusive anymore, suggesting a wider release.
And then the price. Unconfirmed, but based on the Model X pattern, expect a significant multi-$1,000 increase, especially with a longer wheelbase.
It definitely fits Tesla's plan for 2025 launches, adding another option. But how much it moves the needle on overall sales, given the brand image discussions and Musk's focus? Well, that remains an open question.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. What does this potential 6-seat Model Y, especially if it comes with that longer wheelbase and higher price tag, really signal about where Tesla is heading?
Is it a deliberate pivot, a move towards a more premium, maybe comfort-focused part of the market?
Right, and how much impact can a potentially niche offering like this actually have on Tesla's overall sales momentum? Especially when you factor in those ongoing conversations about brand perception and the CEO's varied interests.
What new types of buyers might Tesla be trying to attract here? And is this the kind of move that can reshape the